What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes. Welcome back, episode number 8 of my Path to Power. The full game is out. It is awesome, although it was out yesterday as well. So those of you guys that are in the UK, it's coming soon, or it might even be out at this point. Honestly, by the time most of you guys are watching this, a lot of you guys will have stayed up late to midnight to play the game or play the full game for the first time. So welcome. Join us on our FIFA 17 journey here. Before we get into the episode, I want to give you guys a shout out. All of you guys that leave comments, but specifically those of you guys that answer questions that other people have in the comment section down below. I think that's awesome. I was going through, first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is generally, once I get my first cup of coffee, take the dog out, sit down with the laptop, and I will briefly skim through the comments on the video from the day before, start answering some questions that I maybe didn't get to, and you guys absolutely crush it. I was just so impressed by some of you guys with the question or with the answers that you'd given. So with that said, there's my little shout out to you guys. We're building a new team. So I sold my Bundesliga squad, except for Arturo Vidal. We don't quite know what to do with him yet. I'm working on picking up Joe Hart to complete my Serie A, or excuse me, the Calcio A. Not Calcio. We got that one corrected. So I do have that. I also do know that it's Norwich, not Norwich. So it's something that's not always easy for me to do, but I'm working on getting better. So those are the two guys that we picked up with the buy now. The Inform Icardi, our first Inform. I figured why not try him out. Realistically, he is a very, very safe bet to go up in price. Why? Because he's like the week 1 Inform. He's a striker. He has really pretty decent stats for the Calcio A, and I thought it'd be fun to pick him up. I paid 35,000 coins for him on a buy now. Do I think I'm going to lose coins? No. Is there a chance? Yes, of course. But I'm putting Baka on the other side because Icardi, while only having 2-star skill moves, he does have a 4-star weak foot. They're both right-footed. They both have medium-low work rates. Going to go ahead and check out and see if there are any of the Italian League loanee options available. As I would recommend you guys do as well for your starter team. Lo and behold, we have Paulo Dybala. And so I didn't even need to go out and buy either Baka or Icardi, but I did anyway, so we'll have to get Dybala in as a sub at some point in time. So I can give you guys my thoughts on the talented little Argentine. But we had a lot of players sell on. You can see we have about 27,000 coins right now, still needing to pick up that Joe Hart. And Joe Hart was a player I did a little bit of trading with on my main account. You could pick him up on open bid for a while for like 2,000 coins to 2,300 coins, and then sell him for buy nows of like 3,300. So that's just like 900 coins with the EA tax, easy profit. His price going up a little bit at the current time though, 2,900. I think you're going to see some English fans still picking him up to fit into their Premier League sides because you just need two English center backs. Smalling, a really good shout, and you can also hybrid off of him with the Calcio A very easily because Juventus has wonderfully talented center backs in real life as well as on FIFA. So finally getting this squad sorted out, and oh no! As I'm doing this commentary, again, I realized, and one of you guys reminded me and tweeted me, it was just a little too early before I sat down and started playing. I forgot to put the player names above their heads, but this squad, it's actually pretty easy to see who is who. We have Strootman and Bilia as our two holding midfielders, Murillo, Koulibaly, and, I can't remember the other Napoli center back's name, so I apologize. Went ahead and picked up Ilicic as our attacking mid. He stands 6'3". He has pretty darn good stats. I wish he was a little bit stronger on the ball for being that big, but he's not. He does have great stats though. Over 80 shooting, over 80 passing, over 80 dribbling. You can't ask for too much more in your attacking mid, especially using the 3-5-2. The attacking mid will get into the box, and I like it when they have a nice finishing stat. So you can see the prices that we played for all of the players on there. 6,700 for Baka. You could get him for as low as about 5,500, but he's selling for buy nows up towards probably 8,000 at the moment, so we'll be able to sell him on for a little bit more if we need. Remember, we picked up all of the different manager leagues, so the Calcio we have sitting in the consumable pile. I'm going to go back through again and probably see if I can't get 2 or 3 of those from the big leads, just to have them sitting around there in Path to Power, because we're not opening too many packs. And this will allow us to switch squads and have at least a manager that we can use to give us that little bit of extra chemistry boost, because this squad actually would not give us that boost. Bonaventure and Jean-Mario as my 2 outside mids, both of them very, very good. Both of them about 1,500 coins, I think, is what I paid, and it's because they don't have 4-star skills. There are 4-star skill options in the Calcio, but oh my gosh, look at the way it registers this formation. 3-2-2-1-2. Well played, EA. Which I suppose that's true, but it's just not the way it's set up in Ultimate Team, so it's just kind of amusing to see. The 4-3-1-2, a formation that has given me trouble with the 3-5-2 in the past, just because, like, attacking, it's great, because my left mid and right mid are in tons of space, but if my attacking mid is staying too tight to my strikers, then the the attacking mid and the 3 CMs kind of can overwhelm your backline, and it's more so the attacking mid and the 2 strikers end up in 1v1 situations against your 3 center backs. And when you've got pacey players like Aubameyang, you just have to be a little bit careful. So we're working our attack right here, basically off of kickoff. And this formation, you can ping it around. Bonaventure is right-footed. He does play on the left, so cutting in is quite nice with him. But I absolutely love Carlos Bacca on this game. I tweeted out that he's an absolute monster. That's a fantastic finish. And I picked him up. I want to say he's got like 88 finishing or something like that to begin with. He's also got 85 pace, and I'm totally going to ignore chemistry styles because, frankly, I just don't care about them still. If you would like to make a case that I should care about them and that they would be a good investment for me on Path to Power, it would be important to put them on my cards, leave a comment, make that case. Feel free. You can even email me at airjapesfifa@gmail.com. And if it's awesome, I will 100% talk about it. Another thing that I've got 2 things that I'm going to start doing for Path to Power as well, because the episodes are a little bit longer. It gives me a bit of freedom to do some different things as we work a nice counter attack right here. Icardi only had like 70% stamina when I started the game. I just didn't check it, which is just not a great move. Mario getting forward nicely, finds Ilicic, and don't mind if I do, an absolute thunderbolt pings off the crossbar, down and in. Fantastic strike. This guy, he's great. He had a team of the season last year. I just think he's a really... I picked him up for 650 coins. If you're going to tell me I'm going to get that kind of strike for 650 coins, I'm going to say yes, don't mind if I do, 10 times out of 10 without a shadow. I mean, it's just a crushing strike. And it was still maybe even going up. I was just so impressed, especially when you look at... Now, there's more to that story. It's especially when you look at the prices of other attacking mids. You're looking at Ever Banega, who you're paying probably 4,000 coins for. You could go out and get Borja Valero for about 2. But when you look at the elite guys like Pjanic and Hamšík, you're looking at 15. Pjanic, you're looking at somewhere around 25,000 coins. And to me, the difference in an attacking mid spot for those two, they don't have great finishing. Like, none of the guys that I mentioned, well, Hamšík has high 70s, but none of the other ones have great finishing. And that's something that I think is important for a true attacking mid. I think as CM, box-to-box CMs, Pjanic is amazing. And Hamšík, I think, is a really solid attacking mid option. But if you're telling me I can save almost 15,000 coins going with Ilicic there for a starter team, guys, go out and pick him up. You could use him as a striker as well. He is 6'3", so you can swing some crosses in. Just go check him out. So a couple of things that we're going to start doing with Path to Power. On Wednesdays, I'm going to run through the Team of the Week with you guys because I think it's a little bit of fun. Players that I might target and kind of discuss, like, the utter befuddlement that ensued when I saw that Paul Pogba had an inform. EA definitely knows what they're doing, trying to bring the dollars in right away. Castillejo, I don't know what to make of this card. His default's a left mid. I believe we packed him. Great pace, great dribbling, great passing, terrible shooting, terrible work rates for an outside mid, but he's 6 feet tall. Like, I almost want to use him as a wing back in a 5-back. I'm not quite sure. Maybe his finishing and his shooting is a little bit better. That Milner card, I actually think you can get away with using slower outside backs this year. Sergio Roberto at fantastic pace. This is the card that I'm most excited to try to get my hands on. Mario Balotelli. Balo gets what Balo wants, and we want him in the club. If you guys are career mode players, by all means, go out and get Alban Lafont. Look at that birth date. January 23rd, 1999 makes him 17 years old. With those stats, he has got to have probably one of the highest potentials and just a great young keeper option for career mode. But everybody else, pretty much a steaming pile of mediocrity. Navas from the Russian league right there. This guy looks to be a decent silver. Mike Jensen, but the Danish league is kind of tough to fit players in. Falque, I thought about picking up for my Calcio A for the side that we're using right now. If you would like to see me use him over João Mario at the end of the episode, leave a comment, let me know, because we do have the coins. He's going for discard value, so really he's not a player that's going to be great to pick up and make a few coins on. But he's a player that I would be happy to test out for you guys, because I know that I can sell him on for a buy now. If I pick him up for 10,000, I know I can sell him on for a buy now of probably 10.5, 11,000. Not that I'm really making coins on that, but I'm not losing any. So leave a comment, let me know what you think about that. The only player remaining from our Bundesliga side to sell is Jan Sommer. Of course, we have Vidal. We could sell him on and basically build the biggest, baddest Calcio A side that you'd ever seen. Actually, I don't know how much Dybala goes for. I don't really care about Higuain, though I think he's probably a machine and a monster in this game. I don't particularly care for him in real life, so you would have a really tough time convincing me that he would be a player that I would want to use. Struman is injury prone. We talked about traits before. He's finally back from his terrible knee injuries in real life, and I thought he'd be fun to use because he's really just a well-rounded CM and a hard guy in real life not to like. He works super, super hard, really, really positive. But I went out looking for Miguel Veloso. Those stats do not look impressive. I love, though, that he has 83 passing. I think it's super important when you have a formation where your players are especially close together. In order to ping passes around quite quickly, you need a decent passing stat. And the 3-5-2, there are plenty of opportunities to ping a pass. And for me, I like my DMs to have some passing because you can ping a long ball to the opposite wing, some short interplay between the attacking mid or the other DMs or the winger that's on that DM side. So for 650 coins, I think Miguel Veloso is a great option. And in fact, I'll go one better and say Bilia and Veloso partnered together for the barely more than 1,500 coins you pay for them combined. Probably the best budget, one of the best budget CDM pairings available to you right now. Both of them, at first looks, do not have very impressive cards, but they are very, very impressive when they actually get out there on the pitch. I had Veloso in a draft on my main account, so that's why I wasn't super nervous about going to pick him up or targeting Medell. This year, for me, if they've got, I don't know, 75 odd defending, something like that, the passing stat is one that I'm just eyeing up a heck of a lot more. Now, I could have gone out and tried to get an angle in or someone like that, but frankly, I don't see the huge benefit of having a player like that to start. Bilia, you can see winning it back right here, finds a pass forward. João Mario, Ilibaka slips on free, and he's going to finish nicely with his weaker left foot. Only 3-star weak foot. He does have 3-star skills this year, which is great. On FIFA last year, I would have been using 2 strikers with 2-star skills, which would have just been brutal. Part of the reason that I built this team, you'll see the only 4-star skilled player that I have in this team is Ilicic. Just because I think, much like my center forward in the false 9, I think that I used to call it my catalyst position when I played the 3-5-2 almost exclusively in FIFA. Gosh, was it 13? But I wanted to force myself to properly learn how to pass this year because I've been absolutely taken apart once on my main account already by a guy that had just figured out how to, like, every pass was just perfect. And when I get skill moves, I get baited into not necessarily playing the smart way or playing a very effective passing style just because I want to do some skills. So I promised myself that I would start working on learning to pick passes, and part of that in learning a new formation as well is making sure that you're not relying on a bunch of skill moves to beat players. I think it's important, more so important in formations with 2 strikers and an attacking mid, 4-1-2-1-2s, 4-3-1-2, 4-2-2-2. Well, no, not so much 4-2-2-2. But when you have, I think skill moves are incredibly important for my style of play when I end up with wingers that are in isolated situations out wide. Now, that doesn't really happen with the wingers in the 3-5-2, but in any of the 4-3-3s, a 4-2-2-2, the outside attacking mids, the outside players in a 4-2-3-1 that get up the wing, the skill moves become a lot more important. This formation, not super necessary. So 3-1 lead here in the 87th. He kind of got really fortunate. Dele Alli is actually a bit of a handful. I haven't played with him, but he's a little bit of a handful. I played against him a few times in the draft, and he's done some damage. So if you are considering him, just from playing against him, I would probably recommend him. Ilicic picking up that man of the match there. Happy days. I'm not using my Pro League side right now, not because I don't like them anymore, but just because I felt like trying this new team out in the 3-5-2, felt like I had a bit of rhythm and I was getting a little bit better. So rather than ruin that rhythm and stay kind of stagnant or plateau, I figured I'd just use a fitness card here or there and roll with it. So we've got to put contract cards on Jason Murillo. I absolutely love this guy. I think I paid 1,500 coins. You could probably get him less than that if you're patient. Totally worth it in a 3-5-2, and I think there are actually quite a few center backs this year that are really, really built for the 3-5-2. I think he's one of them. He's been absolutely brilliant as an outside center back. Now, it was his side on the last goal that Dele Alli was able to expose, but that was really more, I don't know, more the exception than the rule so far. Heading on into the final match of the episode, we're coming up against Cooled Tundra 3 Poor Man FC. I'm not sure if he's playing on Nick 28T's Poor Man's Road to Glory. Oh, that brings me to another thing that I would like to do. So I'd ideally like to get a few guests on Path to Power to kind of talk to them about FIFA in general, or Road to Glory style type series, tactics, formations, you name it. So if there is anyone in particular you'd like to see me kind of have on and chatter with, it won't be the whole episode. It would maybe be, 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that, as more or less just like a segment every so often. Feel free to leave a comment and let me know who you might like to see me do that with, and I will be happy to reach out to them on Twitter, or if you want to just say, hey, whoever, XYZ FIFA YouTuber, or it wouldn't even have to be a FIFA YouTuber. You can go beyond that if you'd like. I think you'd be great to go on Japes Path to Power and just, link me on there, and I'd be happy to sort that out. João Mario getting an opening goal for us. This guy is anything but exceptional, and he's everything that involves being above average. So what I'm referring, like, he does nothing exceptionally, but he does everything better than your average player. That's the best way that I can describe him. He's in better positions than most players, it seems to me. His finishing is above average. His passing is above average. He's a little bit stronger than a lot of outside mids, and I just really, really like him. And he's not expensive, and he really gets the job done in this formation. So, of course, you've got players like Candreva that are very, very popular, Cuadrado, Salah. Gosh, who are the other... I'm missing one. Who is the right? Berardi. You've got lots of options this year in the Calcio, but I would just consider him. Look at this run from Billy. Look at that pass from, I think that was Veloso that played that pass. You'll be able to see it if you want to rewind it, but I'm not gonna pause and go back. I think it was Veloso that played that. It was either him or Ilicic, because it was a left-footed player. The only two left-footed players I have are Veloso and Ilicic. So that was a really, really nice goal to see. Now, 82nd minute, he decides he is done for the day. I'm a happy guy because that also means that I am going to come, well, not a happy guy, but that's where we're going to come to a close. Or happy guy for other reasons, not because we're ending the episode, but we'll be back with another episode tomorrow. I want to say, as always, thank you guys very much for tuning in. I want to say thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy the episode, a like or thumbs up is greatly appreciated. I am working on getting the episodes up a little earlier today. Hopefully the exception, not the rule. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching. My name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.